Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the Today's Restaurant News Chapter 2 meeting. We are a group of vendors in the restaurant industry who are here to help each other in our business and also help restaurateurs solve any problems they may have. If you like to attend the meeting and meet our group, please give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website, trnusa.com. And also go to our YouTube page, Today's Restaurant. We've got over 250 videos dating back to 2018, 2019. And give us a like and subscribe so you'll get notified when a new video goes up. Dwayne, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
We lost your video.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Okay, well, we have a new face on the board this morning. Is Dwayne Wilson. Want to introduce Dwayne? Just give us a quick who you are and what you do.
All right. Again, good morning. This is Dwayne Wilson. Recently had started a new business platform called Environmental Peace of Mind Sanitizing, or EPOMS for short.
Now we lost your audio. Okay.
You can't hear me?
Now, yeah, in and out.
I'm like I'm sitting in here in the cell lot, so I don't know if.
Yeah.
As I was mentioning, we provide a sanitizing and disinfecting spray service, right? We're not a cleaning company, so this service would be an additional protocol over and above your cleaning service to provide that extra layer of protection, if you will. And we use a hospital grade disinfectant that's an environmentally friendly bleach alternative. That's approved for all food contact surfaces by the NSF. No rinse, no wipe necessary. And that product that I use exclusively is Vital Oxide.
Okay. Well, welcome aboard. I'm sure what we're going to do is we'll go around the board so that you get to know who everybody is, and don't worry about writing anything down, because at the end of the meeting, I'll send you everybody a spreadsheet with everybody's contact information.
Excuse me.
Bless you. So I know, Ed, good. Why don't you start us off and then you can ask that question.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales in Orange Park, Florida. We are an equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment. Our number is 904-334-4489. So we represent Carpigiani, which would be batch freezers, soft serve machines, whipped cream machines, ISA, which would be display cases for ice cream or gelato, and grab and go and pastry, and then Carpigiani Horeca, which is slushy machines and hot chocolate machines, and BGI, which is continuous churning ice cream machines. So anyway, we're in Orange Park, Florida. Give us a call if we can help. 904-334-4489. Dwayne, I was going to ask you, how does air conditioning affect what you do? Because if you're spraying and they got the air conditioning on, won't that suck up everything that you're putting down?
Well, I'm going to spray the air conditioning vents anyway, and the air conditioning handling unit.
Okay.
Now, I would have the air conditioning turned off while I'm spraying, and then after the spray is complete, then you would turn the air conditioning back on so that it could actually run through the ductwork. So in answer to your question, that's actually part of the spraying that I would be doing.
Okay, I'm just curious because I also look at some of the national groups. The air conditioning systems and the heating systems are not controlled by the local franchise person. It's controlled by a corporate office, okay. 500 miles away that set the temperature and when it's going to be on and off. So how do you work through something like that, where you have to get approval to take care of it?
That's a good question, and I don't have a direct answer for you because I've never really faced that situation. So, with that being the case, and again, if I can get to the air handling unit, then fine. If I can't, then yeah, I'll spray the vents, etc. And if it, comes back up in the duct system, that's what we want anyway. The advantage of using an electrostatic spray system, once the product comes out of that nozzle that has the electrodes, an innate object is positively charged. Once it comes out of the electrode, it's given a negative charge. So what does negative and positive do? It attracts. So it bonds to the surface, right? And those free floating molecules, with that electrostatic spray system and that air, they're floating all over the place looking for some place to align on. So now we can get in the nooks and crannies, if you will, whether it's a hard surface or a soft porous surface, is fine. It does not damage soft fabric or porous surface or anything like that. And, safe to handle, with your bare hands.
Okay. No problem.
I was having a conversation with Dwayne about what he does, because he's new. He just started the company. So even though he's got experience in it, but I asked him a question about a sticker to put on the door of the restaurant. So I want to take a poll. My suggestion to Dwayne was get a sticker that you can put in the window after the job is done, showing the patrons of the restaurant that the restaurant has been sanitized and is safer than, Joe's Steakhouse down the road. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Great idea. Put it right next to the health report.
And
I
on top
agree.
of that, on the website, maybe,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
right.
Absolutely.
put it
And
on the
actually,
website.
somebody else just brought that point to me yesterday, Howard. I introduced you to Sean Lally, right? We three-way called him. He knew exactly who. Well, everybody knows you. So if you remember that call, because Sean is also involved in the restaurant equipment business. So again, giving him an example, say for instance, when I'm at home and I'm utilizing my cutting board, I'll
Right.
clean my cutting board like I normally do. And then I would spray the cutting board and let it air dry. No rinse, no wipe necessary. So even if I'm cutting up poultry, because again, this is really a remarkable product. This kills salmonella, H1N1, SARS, E. coli. You just go down the line and you can see, and I can certainly shoot anyone information once Howard dispenses the contact information he mentioned. And my website is currently under construction, so I'm still building that out, but certainly information that I can share with you guys with regard to the product itself, more than happy to do it.
But
It's
the whole
product.
the whole point of that sticker is to make it easier to sell a restaurant.
Correct.
You could tell a restaurant that if you put the sticker in the window after we sprayed you, more people are going to feel comfortable coming in.
And that was the point, that substantiates the value. So, a value-driven mindset, and certainly if that's going to make people have a warm and fuzzy feeling, if you will, because they know they're in a disinfected and sanitized environment. And the fact that it's environmentally friendly is a plus, obviously. So,
Hey, Dwayne, I do have a question for you.
Mhm.
Is there a specific area that you're focused on right now as far as geography or
that's a great question. And the answer is really no, I'm not. I don't have a specific target market or area. I can pretty much go wherever. And what I'd like to do, I mean, if it's, say, if in fact, I had to get up to Vero Beach or Orlando, if I'm going to do something like that, I would prefer to do that and have multiple appointments or spray jobs lined up to make the trip worthwhile. You know, I would try and stay away from having to do a one-off,
One-off,
you
yeah.
will. That's not to say that I won't, because I will, but just,
Me too.
yeah.
Hey, one-offs equal a lot of offs. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. The reason why I was asking is because I recently, not to take anything away from what we're talking about with you, but this will maybe help you, as I just sold technology to a new business, a new restaurant in Bradenton. And so she also owns real estate offices as well. So I would imagine that this would be something that she'd be interested in. But let me talk to her, and then I'll reach out to you offline. I'll get your information. And if it's worth it, it's worth it. If not, you know, cool too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If they have rental properties, say for instance, they're about to turn over the property, if they have Airbnb, something to that effect. Actually, Howard, I'm going to spray Mark Duper's place probably next week.
Nice. He's
So-
probably,
Say again?
no, I was about to say, he's probably pretty impressed with our wide receiver, with the Dolphins wide receiver core right now.
I won't speak for him per se, but it takes a lot to impress Duper.
Well, of course, I mean,
Super nice guy, but he's Mark Duper. We get it between him and Clayton, and you wouldn't know it by looking at me, but I was an old wide receiver, so I can appreciate that whole piece. But as far as impressing him, well, you know what's interesting? I don't know how many people may or may not know, Mark was a world-class sprinter.
yes, he was. Mhm.
So at
He's
one
fantastic.
time, that college 4x100 relay he was on held the world record.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
And of course, Tyreek, beg your pardon? Of course, Tyreek, I just saw he just ran a 60-meter maybe a month ago, a couple of weeks ago, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, he crushed them. That competition wasn't even worth watching the race. I thought he was gonna have some real comp, but he ran an awesome time.
yeah, but some of those passes from Dan Marino to Duper, man, and Clayton, just, you know, just watching them be able to just break free and just boom. I mean, those were the days.
I'll tell you what, real quick. We did a USO tour back in '99, and we went to the Middle East. And so we're playing the troops over there. It was a USO gig. We're playing the troops over there. I'll never forget this. Now, we're all retired, broken down cats. So I'm on the outside, and Duper's on my inside in the slot, and threw him a 5-yard hitch. And I swear to you, for the first 10 yards after he caught the ball, he looked like the Duper of old. When I tell you jet fast, and then the next 5 yards,
He was on the ground.
tore his hammy up. Just that brief amount of time made you remember exactly who that was.
Yeah. Well, I'm
I'd
sure
like
I'm
the
sure you
Dolphins
could fill the
to put
hour
up a
with
4x1 relay.
I'm gonna give you a 2x4 in a minute.
Hey, I have a question for Dwayne. Here. Hey, I don't know if this is a conflict or not, but we invited her to the meeting before. Shannon, she works for they have like 3 or 4 locations around Florida. They do janitorial services. Is that something that's a conflict, or would you kind of piggyback behind it?
That's a partnership.
Yeah, exactly, because he's sanitizing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't do the cleaning. So essentially, even if I had a prospective client that was interested in securing a cleaning service, but I'm just coming in there to spray, or they wanted to change their cleaning service or protocol, you know, I've got somebody that I can refer them to,
Okay.
and vice versa. If they're have a client or customer that they clean for, and say, hey, look, got access to this extra addendum piece, service that you might be interested in and might drive more business, drive more
Okay.
business your way.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's definitely a partnership possibility.
All right. I'll reach out to Shannon and I'll try to get you guys connected, see if there's some conversation there and see if that's something that she's actually out of where is it? Near Cocoa Beach, I guess. Titusville. Okay.
It's out west, right?
Yeah.
No, it's Orlando.
All right, Brian, why don't you give us your intro?
My intro? Okay. I'm Brian. I'm with a company called Rogue Financial Group. I worked with Ed on some projects, and what we do is we've been around for several years. We are a commercial equipment financing company, so it could be from a small project to a large project. It could be a startup. It could be existing business. All industries. We will finance pretty much any type of equipment. I primarily work in what we call the hospitality side. Hospitality could be restaurants, bars, breweries. I do a lot of work with some convenience stores. I've been entrenched in lately in the food trailer industry, which is a little tricky, but and that's what I do. And again, it's Brian with the Rogue Financial Group, 404-723-7222. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey.
John, good morning.
Good morning, Howard. My name is John Longobardi. I am the founder of Global Telecom Consultants. Global Telecom Consultants is a telecom consulting firm that does not cost the client $1. We actually work with all of the major telecom carriers and technology carriers throughout the country and world, and they actually pay us a commission. So it's a no-brainer to bring us in when you're opening up a new restaurant or it's time for renewal and you want to see what else is out there, or if you see a need for a new solution that needs to be brought in because of, different things that happen in life and inflation and worker shortages. There was COVID. We're able to actually sit down with you, ask you the right questions, and we partner with the major carriers, solutions consultants as well. So they're able to provide guidance on what type of technology we should provide. My phone number is 954-664-9500, and we actually specialize in restaurant space. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Chris, good to see you.
Huh.
Good. I'm glad to see you.
Yes, indeed. Good to be back. A little short 1 week stay over at the local regional hospital, diagnosed with congestive heart failure. I said, me? Oh, come on. Must be the guy in the next room. No, it was me. And so I
Chris, before you go on, you look a little thinner than you were last time I saw you.
and there's a reason for that.
Is that because you're dieting? You're going to go on the Valdelia beaches and make it up?
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, the Vidalia beaches, which the Onion Festival, the annual Onion Festival is this week here in Vidalia. Yeah, load up.
Oh, no way.
Oh, way, yeah.
I want to go.
Oh, they got all
Amber
kinds of
waves
prizes. Yeah,
Valdelia onions, that's what it is.
That's
Amber
right,
waves
yeah.
of Valdelia onions.
yeah. He's when I was gaining weight, I was like crazy. I mean, it was just bizarre, like 1 week over the next. And I called one of my brothers. I said, this is ridiculous. I can't even walk across a parking lot without looking for a bench. And he said, call your primary care doctor, which I did. Fortunately, his telephone system was not working. Should have given him John's number. Anyway, so then I called the cardiologist who inherited my dossier from the cardiologist who did a bypass on me back in 2015. But he was unavailable. So I said to the nurse, I'm just going to go to the emergency room here and see what's up. So Monday night, April 10th, I went to the emergency room and they did some tests and they said, well, it looks like you probably have congestive heart failure. We're going to keep you overnight. So they put me in a hospital room and they have this technology that once you get on the bed, they can tell you how much you weigh. And I thought, that's kind of clever. So anyway, I said, how much do I weigh? And she said, 413 pounds. I said, wow. How many people are in this bed? So just you. So anyway, they gave me a regimen, and then the key test, the best test they did was the echocardiogram, which they did on Wednesday the 12th, that revealed I was operating with about 30 to 35% efficiency with my heart. And as we learn in science, 30 to 35% efficiency in the heart is no regimen for any continuation of life. So then on Friday, the 14th, the good doctor did a heart catheterization. And he said, well, one of three things. We're going to put you on medication, or we're going to give you a stent, or we're going to do another bypass. The result was medication. That's where I've been, was released on the next day, last Saturday. And since Monday night, the 10th, when I weighed 413, this morning, I weighed 345. That's 68.
Wow, that's a big
Wow.
wow.
Good deal.
That's,
Congratulations.
the
I
winner.
think that bet must have been off.
Well, I wondered about that.
Maybe you put your shoes on there too.
Because when I was leaving the hospital, I was like 372. And so I thought, first thing I do when I go home, I'm getting on the scale and see how close it is to 372. It was right on the money, 372.
Wow.
I said, well, I guess that technology works. So, so this morning we tipped the scales at 345. And I've got,
that's a lot of weight.
yeah, I know, 68 pounds. So
Wow.
I'm ecstatic. I thought, wow, this is fantastic. So,
Good for
but I've
you.
got a
Chris, are
portable,
you going to do advertising for Jenny Craig now?
yeah, Jenny Craig or Susie Craig, Betty Craig. I don't, just whatever. But I got a portable defibrillator here. Then I got 4 electrodes tied up to my body, so that if something was to go wrong, immediately this would kick in a charge. And they'll do that for about 90 days. We'll see what happens, is what the good doctor says. So it's exciting. And
In between all that, did you have the chance to call the people I sent you?
they're on the docket for today. I was able to stitch together a couple of interviews, which leads to revenue. But the guy looking for a chef, I'm very interested in speaking with him, because I want to be able to leverage the success we had over there in Vero Beach.
Right.
And so, because that was just a couple of months ago. And anyway, so we continue to press on. Chris Kaufman, CHRIS, Kaufman and Company, another one of these companies that has an acronym, CHRIS, for clubs, hotels, restaurants, institutions, and sales. And we provide all-star talent to client companies looking to increase their human capital. All-star talent, primarily in the restaurant industry. About 70% of our work is restaurant industry. And 404, all-star, 404-255-7827. Just ask for Chris. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I was a few minutes late this morning. I was arguing with my CPA, and then the filing of the taxes. I declared Zelensky as a dependent. So,
And his generals.
oh, yes.
Steve, good morning. How do you follow that?
You can't. I have no idea. Never want to go after Chris. Anyway, I'm Steve Whitehill. I own Anchor Business Advisors. We are business brokers and M&A guys, and we help people buy and sell businesses, all sorts, restaurants, landscaping. We're tend to be agnostic as long as we can make a sale. And what else can I tell you? My phone number is 561-376-7500. We're ready to help you, and if you need something.
Okay,
Have a
thank
good
you.
day. Mhm. Oh, I do have a question on how often do you have to do that sanitation?
It's really dependent upon the volume of traffic in and out of the area. So it could be once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. It just really depends. And then your cleaning protocol. I mean, if they're coming in on a daily basis, that's one thing. And certainly you can utilize product to, wipe directly onto the tables and countertops, et cetera, just to keep that layer of protection there until the next time you spray. But really, it really depending upon the volume that's in and out of that space.
When you go into a restaurant, do you test, let's say, the table surfaces to see if they are as clean as they should be?
Well, it's interesting you just asked that, because I was just researching particular equipment that's called a luminometer that actually does measure the bacteria content or on the surfaces. I was more interested in terms of the air quality aspect and being able to capture that, so I could obviously do a before and after type reading. So I'm still in the throes of researching the air aspect on that and if that's accessible. But as far as the testing for surfaces, yeah, they do have that capability. Like I say, researching it now to see if that's in my coffer to purchase that initially, so I can drive some business and get some additional things.
I got a call yesterday from an agency representing a company called Path Spot. I think it's called Path, but if you watch Bar Rescue with
Yep.
John Taffa,
I do.
in the last year or so, every bar that he's redone, he's put this Path Spot in. It's a device that if after you wash your hands, you put your hands under it, and if it turns a certain color, your hands are unclean enough, and you got to go back and clean and wash your hands again. So that's why I asked, because if they can do that with hands, they may be able to do that with tabletops. And do you sell the product that they could use in a spray bottle to clean the tables?
I can take care of that. That's not what I'm focusing on. I don't want to be carrying product if I don't have to, although I do have product that I can sell in terms of gallon bottles. But no, I don't really want to get into, selling product per se.
Okay. Gotta ask.
Gotta ask, but I don't say that to preclude and dissuade anyone. If there's an interest in terms of being able to purchase that, just let me know and we'll talk. Because I have access to the warehouse down here. They're actually in Riviera Beach, so not far from me, and I can make that happen.
Okay. Joe Cregan, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, I was late a little bit. Joe Cregan with Chap Payment Services, just outside of Fort Lauderdale, Davie, Florida. We also have another direct sales office up there in Longwood, Florida, near just east of Orlando. I support about 750, between 700 and 800 restaurants, but merchants across the state of Florida and nationally, but 70% of my restaurants and probably 50-60% are here in Florida through 2 direct reps, and I have about 70 independent agents across the country. We handle merchants payments, POS, and payroll. We are a reseller, one of the largest resellers in the state for Clover POS and Fiserv, which used to be called First Data Payment Processing. And we also do a small amount of business with ADP Payroll, where our Clover POS does the timekeeping. So we integrate ADP Payroll with it. So for restaurants, we provide 2 vital services, payment processing for credit cards and payroll processing for their employees. And we provide the devices to deliver those services, the POS systems for the restaurants, for pay at the table, pay at the counter, order entry, kitchen displays, kitchen printers. So we've been doing it a long time. And we've got the top selling products in the market: Fiserv payment processing, ADP payroll, and Clover POS. I can be reached at 954-635-5044, or my website is www.cardpaymentservices.net. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. TRN Terry.
Good morning, everyone. First, welcome, Dwayne. I know you're out driving in the rain and you made time to still make it here to see Pops here. So I appreciate that.
I just say that was more to see your face.
Well, thank you. First of all, I want everyone to actually read the May issue of our newspaper online. Stephen Whitehill has an article in there.
Wow.
In April or May?
In May.
Okay.
And it's about ROBS, which is rolling over business startups, where you can use your 401k to start up businesses. It's a very interesting and informative article. It has all of his information at the end. So he's probably going to get a few calls on that, which I hope. Steve, you can either send me a photo. I can use one I have, or I can use your logo. That's the only thing I'm waiting for. But
I have a photo, Terry.
Okay, well, he may want to use another one.
I
And
don't,
so-
that's the only one I have.
Okay, we'll use that one. It's a good one.
This is the one I have when he graduated high school.
Exactly.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Anyway, so welcome everyone. Everyone knows what I do, so there's no need to go into that, except that there are many new restaurants. And I'm telling you, I'm going, as I was going like an idiot, from shopping center to shopping center looking for gas the other day, with 30 and 40 cars in each stall, and the people telling them we have no gas, and fights breaking out because somebody cut in front of somebody. I'm taking pictures of empty buildings that have restaurants coming in. So it actually didn't hurt at all. And I did find gas, by the way, but I paid a premium price of $6 a gallon.
I got gas at Costco and I didn't, no trouble whatsoever.
Well, that's nice. I'm very happy for you. Why didn't you tell me?
Why didn't you ask?
Well, I don't know. I don't have a Costco card. I have to go with my friend.
Ah.
But that's good. That's
Call
good.
me next time and you can use my Costco card.
All right, deal.
All right, kids, I'll stop this car right now, okay?
And Chris, you look terrific. You're going to have a much better quality of life now.
Yep.
If Brian gives you any crap, you can chase him. You know, and you guys don't forget about the leads. I am getting people left and right for some reason. They must be going to the website and really needing sales. They are calling and asking me for discounts and I'm telling them, no way. For the price that we charge, you can't get that a month for the leads that I have. Up, 60, 70, 80, and 90 was my highest last month in the leads program for new openings under constructions. The under construction was the part that was high, and I was very, very proud of that, of all of the work that everyone puts in to get me these leads. I do appreciate it. So if anybody knows anyone that wants a sample, let me know. If you know of anything coming in, let me know. Otherwise, have a good weekend.
You know what?
Okay.
I have a question, if I may.
Yes.
I know in that section you were mentioning those restaurants coming in, I guess, under new construction. Is there also a section, or where would I be able to see restaurants that may have gotten dinged by the what is the governing body, the Restaurant Association, as far as not being up to snuff with regard
That's
to
easy. You go on to the Department of
Professional regulation
Yeah.
and
for
or the Sun
Florida
Sentinel.
State. Mhm.
The Sun Sentinel publishes
Yeah, every Thursday.
some of them.
Yeah, it's every Thursday, I think. But you can go
Yes.
to Tallahassee, Florida Department of Public Business Regulation.
Correct.
Right.
Well, I'm
So-
thinking it might be a good place to start if in fact they've gotten dinged of not being up to speed or the level of cleanliness that is required or that they would like to see.
Well,
At
I'll
least,
give you the easier way. I'll give you a much easier way to do it. In my last position as a national sales manager in California for 10 years, I was always the problem solver. If they couldn't figure it out, they would call me in their office. The easiest way for you in your new position to do this, Dwayne, when you get a few minutes at night or in the morning, go online, type in restaurants shut down or fined due to uncleanliness, and put in Riviera Beach, put in, your county, and you will get a ton of them of which you can call. That'll
that's,
be right by you. You'll have a list. You won't have to call anybody and get all the other crap that you don't need.
that's perfect, Terry. That's perfect. It's funny that you mentioned Riviera Beach, the first name. Do you know that they have just closed the Riviera Beach Police Department in City Hall there because of the mold and mildew problem and having to relocate the police department until, yeah.
boy.
and this story was on Channel
Shocking, I
12
know.
just last night. Last
I
night.
wonder if
So-
I wonder if I'd get in trouble if I put that all over LinkedIn, Facebook, and in the paper.
Well, you're on YouTube now.
Yes, I know.
Well-
But, I'm sure they'll handle it, take care of it, and it does happen, when you least
Well, it does.
expect it.
It's funny that you say that because, did you hear about the building that collapsed in New York City?
Yep.
That building has like 40 citations against it, and the sheriff's department is parking their cars there.
Oh, really? That I didn't.
And it was right next to the building where I went to college. Yeah.
Sorry,
Anyway.
don't mean to laugh.
Dwayne, I want to circle back and maybe give us your contact information, phone number for people who may be watching
Yes,
so
yes,
they can reach you.
Okay. Again, it's Dwayne Wilson, Environmental Peace of Mind Sanitizing. My phone number is 786-738-2126. The website is EPOMS, EPOMS by DW.com. It is still under construction, but it's a landing page that will allow you to put your contact information in, and then I can circle back and speak with you directly and have a conversation about whatever your need may be.
Okay, well, thanks. And, thanks for coming.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
I didn't miss anybody, right?
I just want to say one thing. I like that idea with the sticker. However, you know what I would do is on that sticker on the window, I would put a date when it was done. And this way everybody looks at the date, and you could even put how long it lasts for, like good for 30 days from date here. So your place where you do it is going to have to call you in again.
Well, at the end of the day, that's what I'm striving to build, the recurring business. And if in fact we can get on some type of recurring schedule, that would certainly allow me to be a little more flexible with pricing on the spray service as opposed to a one-off.
And that's super important. And you don't even if you don't, Steve, if you don't put the date on it, you could just put expires in 30 days.
Well, that was sort of my thought, but
Then you get the recurring revenue.
I thought it's a great way of getting additional revenue kind of routine.
No, I was, and like it said, I saw something that said, come in tomorrow for the special. We have beef and corned beef and cabbage, $2.99. So I go in and they said, no, come in tomorrow. It says tomorrow. So you keep coming back. They never have it. You know, it's tomorrow.
Free beer tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
But since we're here,
It was funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what they do to get people in.
We got a couple of minutes left, so I'm gonna bring up this article that I read. I'm gonna do my David Letterman top 10 list here, but it's not 10. This article was written by a company called Chap, and the topic of the article was basically, how do you raise prices, especially in this economic period that we're in, with prices going up like crazy, and due to inflation and supply chain problems. So how does a company go about raising prices without hurting themselves or pricing themselves out of the market? So they have several different items that we can discuss. The first one was, don't beat around the bush. If you have to raise your prices, make it clear, make it concise, and make it meaningful in the explanation of why you're doing that. Feel free to jump in at any time, anything I do here. Number two, justify your price increase. Basically say, our costs have gone up on this particular product, and that's the reason we're doing it. Increase.
Well, people already know that. So I would just create paper menus that can be changed daily, weekly, like they do now, because they use them as COVID reasons. And that way, the next day, if it's 50 cents higher, no one's going to notice. And if they do, if they're going to understand that everybody knows, they go to the grocery store. It's insane. That's what I would suggest.
Well, real quick on that, on a menu, I think it was about 8-9 months ago last year. We went to this faux place. My wife went, that's where the robots were, and we're sitting around, and I'm looking at the menu, and they took these little stickies and stuck it over the price and up the price. And I said to the guy, I says, what's the deal here, these little stickies? Well, we had a price increase, but we haven't got the new menus printed yet. Like, okay. I'm like, all right.
Well, I'll jump in here for a second. Visa just passed a rule, and it was effective April 15th, which of course, they put a limit on surcharging on credit cards to 3%. But they also did not put any limit on what we call cash discounting, where the merchant, just the same thing as the gas stations, where you have dual pricing, a cash price and a credit card price. But the change they made is going to force, if they do it legally, and it's a $5,000 fine after the warning, all right, to the merchant, it's going to force merchants to reprice their merchandise in retail stores and reprice their menus in restaurants. If I am selling a hot dog for $5 paid by cash, and a hamburger and a hot dog paid by credit card for 4% more, $5.20. I am required now with these new rules to put the price on the menu at either the higher price, which would be the credit card price, and it wouldn't be rounded off to $5 or whatever, or I have to display both prices on the menu. It's like a cash price and a credit card price. And that applies to retail businesses and all that. Now, we don't see a whole lot of cash discounting in restaurants, but it is growing. But so any of you who do print menus, or do digital signage, this is a hell of an opportunity for you, right? And really a pain in the neck for it, especially the grocery stores.
How about service charges? Are companies putting service charges on their bills?
They're putting it on their bills, but
not
tipping, but
not a tip, a service charge.
Yeah,
they haven't put a ruling on that, depending on the terminology, but a surcharge for paying by credit cards. There are two types of programs: surcharge and cash discount. A surcharge where you have a regular price, and then you're charging a premium to pay by credit cards, is limited now to 3%. You don't have to reprice the item, but it can only be done on credit cards, not debit cards. And debit cards are at least 50% of the credit card business. Can't be done on debit card, whether it's PIN-based debit or signature debit. That's surcharging. Cash discount, where you're discounting for paying by cash, well, really it's a backward way of saying you're surcharging for paying by credit. Okay, cash discount can still go to 4%, right? But we're doing cash discounting where you're showing a higher price for, where you're giving the discount for paying by cash. You have to display the higher price on the ticket. You just can't get away putting a sign in the store saying, if you pay by credit card, we're putting a 4% fee on there, or if you pay by cash, we give you a 4% discount. They are forcing you to remark the price, remark the merchandise, or remark the prices on the menu, which is a real pain in the butt. And it just happened to start April 15th. It's forcing people in our industry to start selling price marking guns and other things, and digital signage. It's obviously we see some quick service restaurants doing it. Some of it's excessive. You see restaurants today charging in quick service just in the donut shops, 20% tips. And then on top of that, they want to charge you another 4% to pay by credit cards. I was in a bar in Miami, when the band comes on, you pay $20 a person. Add to your bill when the band comes on. Whether you listen to music or not, band fee. And so it is getting a little ridiculous, but these are really hurting the small guy, especially if you have a convenience store, a liquor store, 4,000 items. You got to remark 4,000 price labels. You show both prices on the ticket, or at least a higher price. So we don't know how this is going to play, but MasterCard, Amex, and Discover haven't done it yet, but you can bet they'll follow suit. But again, first violation of the warning, second one is $5,000. And Visa is supposedly deploying secret shoppers. And my rep in San Francisco, Visa's headquartered in San Francisco, and my rep has customers in Sunnyvale, Silicon Valley, Foster City. He's really concerned that, Visa could just walk out the door.
Well, just pay cash.
Huh?
We have a place that I went to lunch and it was cash only. You couldn't use they had an ATM machine in there, but you can only pay with cash.
Wow, that's not John G's.
Which might be not a bad idea.
Yeah, well, that would kill my business. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. It's going to be a cashless society within 3 years, so it really doesn't matter.
So what the restaurants are going to do, in all honesty, to beat the surcharge, there'll be no more. I think if I was a restaurant owner, I just wouldn't surcharge. I just raise my prices 4%.
Right.
Round it up to the next dollar.
Right.
So, and then just, that way they're getting the revenue and everything. Cash or credit. All right. So if a hamburger is $5, $10, I make it $10.49. Okay, and that covers it. And just put that in the price. And so it's I don't know how they're going to enforce it, but it is effective April 15th. So in our industry, that's got everybody paranoid, including me.
Well, I knew if I started that conversation, Joe would be all over it. I have two or three other items from the article that I'm going to hold off till next time because we've come to the end of the hour and I don't want to hang people up. So I want to thank Dwayne for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Dwayne.
You're on mute, Dwayne. There you go.
I was muted. I said, thank you for having me. And it was a pleasure meeting everyone. And I look forward to getting everybody's contact information and reaching out directly and sharing some ideas on how we could be of assistance to each other.
Okay.
Thank you.
If anybody would like to, again, attend one of our meetings or find out how to become a member, give us a call at 561-620-8888, or you can join on our website at trnusa.com. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
See you all next week and stay safe.
All right.